Hello NBA fans and welcome back to another episode here on the NBA The Week That Was. The last time I made a video about the Hawks, they were doing really bad, really struggling on that Western Conference road trip they went on. However, after a 5-game homestand, we've won 5 in a row after defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder just tonight. I'll be talking about the reasons the Hawks have been doing well in these last 5 games, including Clint Capela's resurgence, more ball movement on offense, and just more effort being shown by the team at home. So, without further ado, let's get right into this video and expand on these reasons. I want to start off by talking about Clint Capela's resurgence. Now, Capela injured his Achilles toward the end of the regular season last year and was playing with that injury throughout the playoffs. Because of that, the Hawks went and did a procedure on his Achilles, which included a PRP injection. Now, because of the injury management that came with this Achilles injury, Capela wasn't able to ramp up like he normally does in the preseason. Typically, he'll be playing with a lot more intensity than he did in the preseason, which prevented him from being fully ready for the regular season. He wasn't 100%, and that was really evident, especially on that Western Conference road trip. Something that sets Capela apart from the rest of the big men in the NBA is his speed at that size. He can really just run down the court on the fast break, allowing him to be open for Trae Young to just find him on these full court passes, allowing him to be open with these lobs, but he wasn't able to do that. He just wasn't looking like himself. He was getting boxed out with ease. He didn't look like that Defensive Player of the Year candidate we saw last year. However, in these last 5 games, Capela has been his prime self. The Bucks game that started this homestand, that was probably Capela's best game. He played some great defense on Giannis, was getting all the rebounds, couldn't miss a shot by the rim. He was just looking like his old self again, just playing with that energy and hustle that we always associate with Capela. Capela has also been, as I said, rebounding with extreme ferocity, now running down the court. So Clint Capela's resurgence as once again, the Defensive Player of the Year candidate and the guy that anchors the Hawks defense, that's been a big key to our 5-game win streak. Now, another reason for our win streak is other players coming back from other offseason injury procedures as well. I mean, Kevin Huerter, he had an injury as well, and he wasn't up to full speed in the Western Conference road trip. But when he came back home, he was doing much better. He's been starting in the lineup with DeAndre Hunter's injury, and he's been playing good defense, hitting those threes, and just being the Kevin Huerter we saw in the playoffs, especially that Game 7 Kevin Huerter that we're never going to forget in that Philadelphia series. Cam Reddish has been playing much better in that Western Conference road trip. He just looked like frantic. He was looking like his rookie year again, making these horrible decisions and just looking frazzled. But in these last 5 games, he's letting the game come to him. He's taking drives rather than taking step back mid-ranges. He's making the right pass, especially in tonight's game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. His passing looked much improved, which is something we've been hoping to see in Reddish's development. So there have been key guys. Bogdanovic, again, he hasn't been as good as he was to end the year last year, but he's still been getting better and better as the season goes on. So all of these guys rounding out form is really important for the Hawks and has been crucial to our success on this 5-game win streak. Finally, our ball movement on offense has been great to watch. In that Western Conference road trip, it really felt like iso ball, which wasn't the Hawks' identity, especially in the playoffs last year. We were all about that ball movement, finding the open man, and that really wasn't happening. But in this homestand, McMillan must have driven it home as they were, reeling in those losses. And the ball is moving a lot more. On face value, you can tell the guys are always looking to make that extra pass, find that open shooter, and that's worked wonders for the Hawks, and our offense has been on point. We're 5th in the league in offense right now, which is great for the Hawks. And one last point I want to bring up is that playing at home is just different than playing away. Playing in a Western Conference games, which is quite late for guys who live in Atlanta, it can be tough, not having those home fans rooting for you, but Atlanta has become a great place for these guys to play, and we barely lose at home, which is a great sign for the Hawks moving forward, especially when playoff times comes around. You need your home crowd to always be behind you. So playing at home has really just given the Hawks team this confidence and this mentality that we can win games just like we did last year. So ultimately, Clint Capela's resurgence, the resurgence of other rotational players for the Hawks, key ball movement, and just playing in front of the home crowd has been great for the Hawks. Now, our defense can still really improve, and it's been quite poor to start this year. But hopefully with the Kongu coming back in a month and just these guys, again, continue to get back into 100% game shape, our defense will round out into league average as we were last year. Our offense will continue to be top 5 and will be that menacing team that the NBA was afraid of last year. And with that, I would like to conclude this episode of the NBA the week that was. Let me know what you think about this Hawks 5-game win streak. Are they really playing well, or is it just that they're not playing good opponents? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on my next video here on the NBA the week that was. See ya.